The Ballad of Falkensteiner Family Hotel Diadora. A tragedy in five-star disguise. Oh, gather round, my fellow travelers, and let me weave you a tale so wretched, so unholy in its betrayal of hospitality, that you shall clutch your pearls and weep for the innocence lost. I, a humble victim of the Falkensteiner Family Hotel Diadora, shall recount my descent into this gilded nightmare. Her dreams of vacation bliss were crushed beneath the boothiel of incompetence, greed, and dishonesty. Let us begin with the sacred promise of a five-star resort. Ah, the illusion, the deception. For what is a star but a lie told by desperate men? The lobby, dear friends, was not a gateway to luxury, but a trapa-honeyed flytrap where wallets were drained and souls were left to wither. The room, a cursed coffin upon entering my chamber rehemi luxury family suite. I was greeted not by opulence, but by the stench of neglect. The walls, painted in shades of "we ran out of money halfway," bore the scars of 1,000 unsupervised toddlers. The carpet, a crime scene of stains so ancient they could be carbon dated. The bedeau, the bed, was a slab of concrete masquerading as a mattress, designed by the same sadist who invented medieval torture racks. And the sea view, a cruel joke. Instead of azure waves, I was blessed with the majestic sight of cranes, construction debris, and the haunting wails of workers who, like me, were trapped in this purgatory. False advertising is a sin, my friends, and this hotel is drowning in it. The dining experience, a buffet of despair. Ah, the restaurant. Where do I begin? The culinary delights were a monument to laziness, food so lifeless, so devoid of flavor, that even my dog would turn his nose up at it. The eggs, rubber, the fruit, a science experiment in decay. The fresh bread, a fossil, but the true horror was the service, or rather the lack thereof. The waitstaff moved with the urgency of snails on sedatives. Glasses, nowhere to be found. Plates, a myth. Baby chairs, extinct. I watched heartbroken as parents scavenged like post-apocalyptic survivors, begging for utensils while their children wailed in hunger. And when dared to ask for a drink, oh ho, the audacity. I was shooed to the bar like a peasant, forced to fetch my own watered-down cocktail while the staff glared as if I had insulted their ancestors. This, my friends, is not service, it is sabotage. The pool of peril, the piece de resistance of this catastrophe. The pool, a death trap masquerading as leisure. The water slide, unregulated chaos, where grown men over 100 kg of unchecked aggression barreled into tiny children like bowling balls. My poor boy, bruised and terrified, was told by one such monster, "You ray too slow, traffic light must be broken." And the smaller pool, a hazard. Something sharp lurked beneath the surface, slicing into unsuspecting limbs. When we complained, crickets, no apology, no concern, just indifference, the hallmark of this wretched establishment. The checkout, the final betrayal, and then the grand final checkout. The reception.
Okay, so I was like looking into things near the Falkensteiner Family Hotel Diadora, just seeing what happens. It's not good, honestly. Businesses around there, they ray often, how you say, too helpful. Like overly friendly shopkeepers offering to help with your currency exchange. It's a classic. They seem nice, right? But they give you a terrible rate, a really bad one, and pocket the difference. Tourists coming to enjoy the mountains, thinking they were getting a good deal. It's just sad. Probably the tourist realized it later, after spending all their money, and felt so stupid. The shopkeeper. They just move on to the next person, honestly. They probably think everyone's a bit clueless when they first arrive. Then there's the artisan shops, lots of little places selling things that look handmade near the Falkensteiner. But a lot of it's mass-produced stuff from Turkey or China. They just slap a fancy price tag on it. You pay like 50 euros for a traditional carving that cost them 5. I bet those tourists go home and find the exact same thing online for 1/10 of the price, and they feel embarrassed to admit they fell for it. The shop owner, they ray probably laughing all the way to the bank, opening another shop. Oh, and the transportation. Taxis near the Falkensteiner Family Hotel Diadora, they sometimes forget to turn on the meter, or they take a really long route, adding extra kilometers to the fare, like they think we don't notice. A family arriving for their 2-week vacation, tired from traveling, they just pay it, right? They don't want to argue. After they get to their hotel, maybe they complain to the hotel, but the taxi is long gone. The driver. They're already waiting for the next tourist. And don't even get me started on the fake tour guides who just follow people around and offer their services. They are not licensed or anything. They'll try to sell you overpriced tour or take you to shops where they get a commission. They seem so eager to help, but they just want your money. It's frustrating. A kind person coming to see the scenery gets taken advantage of. That poor tourist probably thought they were experiencing an authentic adventure, but really they were being ripped off. The guide likely just disappears after getting their cash. I mean, that's just terrible, isn't it? How could you do that?
The businesses surrounding the Falkensteiner Family Hotel Diadora, they present a rather disheartening picture. It's not simply a matter of a few isolated incidents, but a pervasive sense of, let's call it a casual disregard for basic hospitality, a kind of weary acceptance of mediocrity. It's like the area has resigned itself to a certain standard, and frankly, it's quite upsetting. A traveler deserves better, doesn't she? A simple joy, a comfortable experience, is that too much to ask? Let's start with the Falkensteiner Hotel Spa Iadera itself, the very anchor of this little corner. It appears the desire to present a luxurious experience falls drastically short in practice. There's a concerning trend of guests feeling overlooked. It's not just about the finer details like a sea view turning into a wall stair, though that's certainly a start. It's a deeper issue. A feeling of being unimportant, of requests vanishing into a bureaucratic void. The towel card system, a seemingly minor inconvenience, speaks volumes, a barrier erected where there should be ease. It's like they want to make it difficult. Then there are the reports of cleanliness, or rather the distinct lack of it. Bed bugs, stains, rats, these aren't accidents, are they? These are signs of a system failing, of corners being cut, of a fundamental disrespect for the guest. The stories of rushed cleaning, barely a 3-minute sweep, the cleaner's dismissive reaction, it chills me truly. It suggests a culture where staff are not valued, and consequently neither are the people paying for the privilege of staying there. And the cancellation policy, absolutely predatory, holding families ransom over medical emergencies. It feels sinister, a perfect example of extracting money from those at their most vulnerable. The sense of disillusionment seems to extend to the culinary offerings. Konoba Kraljevski Vinogradi, a winery promising a gastronomic experience, instead delivers disappointment. It's a beautiful setting, yes, but the food is consistently described as mediocre, the service as borderline hostile. Imagine you're hoping for a delightful meal, a local experience, and instead you're met with a waiter who seems actively annoyed by your presence, or being informed after being seated that most of the menu is unavailable. It's not just bad luck, it's a pattern. There's talk of argued orders, forgotten dishes, and a general air of indifference. And then the accusations of price gouging, the wine tasting scam, the extra charges. It feels like a deliberate attempt to exploit tourists. It makes my blood run cold. It is a cruel thing to do. It's not about the money, really, it's about the principle. The deliberate misleading. I feel sick. It's a wound in the heart of the experience, and the situation doesn't improve as we look at the nightlife. Ledana Lounge Bar, once apparently a lively spot, now feels hollow. Reports paint a picture of aggressively unfriendly service, glacial response times, and extortionate prices for subpar cocktails. It's not just a matter of taste, it's the sheer apathy. A waiter rolling their eyes at a request, a bouncer actively removing patrons for walking barefoot in a public park. I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I need to sit down. It's a bar actively repelling customers. And the whispers of after-hours scams, inflated prices for a to-go drink, it's simply predatory. It reminds me of the dark corners of a city where vulnerability is exploited. The toilets, described as appalling, are a microcosm of the entire experience, neglected, dirty, a testament to a complete lack of care. It's a pattern, you see, a consistent theme of indifference, of exploitation, of a basic failure to provide even a semblance of good service. It is an odd feeling, almost like the region expects you to be grateful for simply being allowed to spend money there.
The businesses nearby aren't merely flawed, they seem to operate on a fundamental disconnect from the very concept of hospitality. What does this mean for travelers? Be prepared, lower your expectations.